the apocalypse comes, beat me.
In every generation, a podcast is born.
Oh, we're starting?
You tell me.
Yeah. You take the lead, Daddy.
Chill, Daddy. Daddy, chill.
Daddy, chill.
In every generation. When I do this, it's a cue.
Great. Thanks for letting me know. Good to know.
In every generation.
I'm leaving all this in, by the way. Yes.
No, the mental health is on full display.
Is on fleek.
I hate you. Okay.
No, I do be crying. That's so funny. Okay.
Okay. Well, now I forget. Now I forget what it is.
In every
generation, a podcast is born. We are your Sley Slems, Chase Hauser, and we don't have to say your last name. Mine's already up there.
Beyza Ozer, I guess.
Okay, Sley.
If you have to know.
If you have to know, we are your Sley Slems. I am a new fan to Buffy, just running out my first season watch, and you are
old.
You're old.
Tired. Decrepit.
Decrepit. Big long time fan of
God, that
Buffy.
made me cry.
And we have a special guest.
We have a special guest.
I know you were recording, sorry.
I'm leaving that in too.
The energy is
crazy,
is
dude.
crazy in here. Okay.
Holy shit.
So anyways, we're here to talk about season 1 of Buffy because we finished watching it and we've done our episode, breakdowns and
Breakdowns.
We
We did.
well, not breakdowns, but you know what I mean.
Breakdown we did.
What does the DJ name their son? Eric.
I
It's my
think about
favorite.
you saying that like every other week.
I'm glad. That joke has had an impact in my life too.
Great.
So anyways, we're here to talk about season 1 sort of as a whole and talk about some of our best, like the best and the worst of this season, what we loved, what we didn't love, who slayed the most, who slayed the least, and also like what we learned from this season of Buffy in a personal way. So that's what we have.
So personal.
Well, okay, yeah.
But first I have two presents.
Two presents.
First of all, I made something.
Oh my God, Slem indeed.
Sley Slem indeed. I did make
Let's
something.
see it then.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. I'm nervous.
I made us a steak. So this is the talking steak. So whenever whoever's holding
Wait,
it can
you made
speak.
this?
Yeah, I made
Shut
it.
the fuck up.
I'm not okay.
How did you walk me through it?
I found a piece of wood next to the Jewel Osco on Clark, and then I took it and I whittled it.
I whittled it.
I whittled it, and then I put primer on it, and then I
I can
stained
tell
it.
it's so. This is the Sley Slem.
You're not gonna get a splinter from that, I promise.
No, I believe it.
I've tested it.
It's sharp, but not. This is not well done. This is
Thank
really
you.
well done. This
I
is
was
like
really proud of it.
Nice.
Thanks.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Can you see that?
Hand for
It's
scale.
not super sharp, so
No, but what I love about it is that it looks super sharp. This is amazing.
It's meaty.
You did good.
Thank
I love
you.
how you're just walking by the grocery store. You saw a stick and you said, "Hey, one man's
Why the
trash
fuck
is another
not?
man's treasure."
Yeah,
I
and
love
that I did.
And now you got your Etsy business.
Exactly.
I'm just saying, you're ready. You're ready.
Hey,
They
if you
ready.
need really badly whittled steaks,
If you want some whittled steaks,
let me know.
that's
So
everything.
That'll be there. That'll be
Thank
our
you.
new pearl axe that we had up on here for.
Oh yeah, the thing that we like can't put down.
Yeah.
I love it.
And then I got an
Wow, that's
actual
so
present,
impressive.
and I thought we could maybe do one for every episode.
Okay, I love it.
I got the Buffy tarot deck.
Shut up.
Which
Shut
is
up.
really
These are so
beautiful.
pretty.
It's such a beautiful deck. So
I
I
love
thought
the
we could
colors.
do maybe not every single episode, but we could like pull a card and just kind of see the vibes when we're especially manic like we are today. So I already shuffled these because I don't want anyone to see me shuffle because it's very embarrassing.
Okay, perfect.
Here, you take the little guidebook
Okay.
and you can read what it says.
I used to do tarot readings, like give them in college at parties. I was that bitch.
You were that bitch.
And I'd be like, because we hosted a lot of parties, and so we would all be messed up or whatever, and I'd like go around and be like, hey, do you like what your tarot cards are at?
like, be honest.
And like, just be honest. And if they said yes, I'd be like, okay, like let's go to my room, and I would literally do it in my room. And they would
Is that
be
how
changed.
you picked up men or
I don't
what?
know. Well,
Once or twice.
Maybe once.
Okay, so I'm pulling a card.
Okay.
4 of steaks.
Wait, I love
Sunnydale.
that you drew a steak considering what you've made.
Kind of weird.
Kind of weird.
Kind of crazy.
Kind of MTB.
This card is so pretty. Not that
4 of steaks.
anyone on camera can possibly
Sorry, it's
see it.
very dark in here.
4 of steaks.
Okay.
What does that mean for
I gotta
us
get to
today?
the steaks. Okay, the stakes are infused with the element of fire. When this suit sizzles into your reading, it's speaking to your deepest consciousness, creativity, raw passion, determination, and intuition.
Okay.
Its darker side warns of the destructive nature of fire, impulsivity, aimless wandering, and being a bit of an egotistical butthead.
Ooh.
The stakes challenge.
Ooh.
The stakes challenge you to focus on your thoughts, on how your thoughts turn into plans and how your intentions shape your actions. But which stake was it though?
4.
4. Okay, so I just wanted
That's
to give
4,
us some
right? I
context
don't know
to
my
the stakes.
Roman numerals.
Yeah, that's a 4.
Right?
It is a 4. 4 score. Just give me 1 second. Maybe we should draw before next time. It's so dark. It's just so dark. Okay, here we go. I'm here. Oh, I got it. Now, a reading from Buffy, the tarot deck. 4 of stakes. Okay, I need to emphasize one more time that it is dark in here, and this is small black ink on dark purple page. Thank you. I need my readers.
It's dark for the vibes, Chase.
No, and rightfully so. Okay. Was it upright or reversed when
Upright.
you picked it up? Oh, thank God.
Thank God.
Upright says, home sweet home. The 4 of stakes represents the feeling of returning to a familiar place, each other.
Oh.
To reuniting with your community and being supported by a strong foundation.
Come on,
it can
pod.
foretell. Come on, HELLMOUTH HOMOS. It can foretell a respite or a respite before a stressful period, like taking a break to grab more steaks before a brutal patrol, and encourages you to soak
Relatable.
up all of the cozy. What
That's
a wonderful
so nice.
tone-setting moment.
I
It makes me a
know.
little nervous to because what happens when we draw one before an episode and it's like
Death.
stop. It's like just stop what you're doing.
It's the death card.
That's very sweet and very heartwarming
Isn't it
and a
so
perfect
pretty?
first card. This is gorgeous.
I was
Absolutely
going to
gorgeous.
let you look through it, but there are spoilers. So
That's what I was also worried
None
about.
for you.
But that's why you draw the card.
Yeah, and if it's one that is something you don't know about, then we can just not do it.
Yeah, that sounds perfect.
So there's that.
Well, thank you. What an exciting little update.
bit
2
exciting.
exciting updates.
I know. Come on.
Ah,
Shall we?
let's
What
get
do you want to
into
do
it.
first for our little Sley Slam roundup? Do you want to do our fave moments first, or what did you have in mind?
Let's do the best and worst episode first.
Okay, yeah.
And then getting more specific.
That's a
stuff.
good idea.
So, okay,
Okay, best and worst episodes of Buffy.
let's go best, worst, and save the tea for worst.
Okay,
Because the best are like kind of obvious. You know what I
Right,
mean? I
right,
feel
right.
like they would be like
Yeah.
best for me. Prophecy Girl is one of the best.
Yes.
The very last episode, season 1 finale.
Yeah.
But also my second favorite was Angel.
of course.
I had to love it.
Mm-hmm.
I had to love it. But the main reason I loved it was because of like sort of the world building. It was sort of my first look into like the world building of Buffy lore with Darla.
Yeah.
And like that past relationship. And like, so that for me was just sort of what made that episode really stand out. And then also, I love the book Demon. The Demon book turned cyborg.
You did.
Loved. Loved it. It was like a
Interesting.
comic book. I
That's
loved it.
very interesting.
Yeah.
I just think that's really interesting.
I don't know. And I found there's a certain gender euphoria in that cyborg demon for me.
Your gender journey is, I'm living for it. I truly am living.
Okay.
I love that.
Best steps for you?
For me, I definitely had Prophecy Girl, obviously.
Topsy Girl?
Huh?
Topsy Girl?
Prophecy Girl.
Prophecy Girl.
We have to be, we have to represent. And then I also had Welcome to the Hellmouth, which is like, I kind of have to put the first episode of Buffy
The
on
first
there.
and last. Bookends.
Exactly.
Hey, mama, welcome to the
Bookends.
Hellmouth. Whoa.
And then my last one was Out of Sight, Out of Mind. I love that episode because it's so dark.
Yeah.
And I think one of my favorite moments is in that episode. So I kind of have to.
One of the gayest moments is in that episode. Okay.
Okay. Come on. But I think
that episode is very liminal. It's creepy.
it is very creepy. I don't know. It's just like you feel something brewing,
Yes.
you know? And I
Yeah.
like that feeling. It's kind of how I feel right now. What are your worst?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I know one of yours. Can I guess one of yours?
Yeah.
It's the Goosebumps dummy,
The puppet show.
the puppet show.
Yeah, and what's ironic about that being one of the worst episodes to me is it has one of my favorite moments in the whole
Okay.
season, which we'll get to.
I love that.
But yeah, that was one of the worst episodes. Teacher's Pet.
I think that's on mine.
That is like flopperella. That
Yes.
is. It is just like
I said puppet show and Teacher's Pet as well.
yeah, yeah, and then also the pack.
We have the same ones.
Okay, great.
We
great.
literally have the same ones, so that makes me think that we're right.
I love being right. I love being right.
Like,
Four
I think the fact
stakes.
that we both said the same three, like, kind of maybe proves that they're the weakest episodes.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Maybe not worse,
We,
but
we are the left and right brain of the Buffy fandom.
Right.
And when we come together, we are just right. We are we're right.
Correct. We are your Sley slems, and we don't know what we're talking about. Disclaimer.
Wait, but okay, why do we hate those? Like what? I mean, not hate. I mean, I love every episode of Buffy.
I think for me, those are the weakest episodes just because any of that lore or like the plot does not really like follow what is happening in the season to me. There are moments that
Right.
are like make sense within the breadth and scope of the season, but not enough to like make me be like, oh, I love that episode. Like they're just episodes.
Yeah.
Filler. A little bit of filler, especially the bug lady, big bug lady.
Yeah, and also like it's just like I don't need teacher student representation like that on screen.
Right. I've watched Pretty Little Liars.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, well, there's also another common denominator in those 3 episodes, mainly 2 of them.
Xander. Right. Your boy.
I'm not my boy. I don't claim him yet. I have
my
claimed him.
boy.
He's half my boy. Which half I won't say. But he basically
sick.
is the common denominator of like Xander just being an idiot and getting in trouble.
Yeah,
And out
I
of
think
2 of those.
also it was just like they didn't know this show was going to go past one season.
You can tell. Yeah.
You can tell.
Yeah.
They were just like, what the fuck are we doing?
That's why they destroyed the set at the end of season 1.
Exactly.
They said if we come back, we'll come back with a bigger budget and we'll rebuild.
Yeah, exactly. And that they did. That was great.
I think so too.
Do you want to do fave moments since you mentioned?
Yeah. Fave moments. Right. Okay. So then we'll go back to that puppet show episode with the mannequin with the dummy doll. One of my favorite moments was like the twist of him being a
Good.
Slayer trapped in a body.
Yeah.
Puppet. Because the whole time I was like, okay, I've met Slappy.
Right.
I know the Goosebumps, thing. So it's kind of
Chucky,
bored.
old
I know
friend.
Chucky. Yeah, we go way back. But to know that, to have that twist where he's like, no, I want to die. Let me out of here. I am actually a prisoner.
Free
in
me.
this."
Relatable.
I love relatable.
Kinda relatable.
Relatable. So yeah,
I
definitely.
agree.
think
That's
that
the
was such
best
a
part
good
of
gag.
that episode for sure.
Well, yeah, it's
I
like the
really-
only part of the episode for me.
Cordy being the star though.
Cordy.
Cordy.
I agree. And seeing them do like the little play at the end, the Scooby Gang,
Right.
kind of fun.
It's funny to see them suffer.
It is funny.
Suffer they will continue to do.
What's the best moment for you?
Right. I will say anything Cordelia says ever. That's what I wrote.
It's a good answer. It's a
That's-
really good answer.
Thank you.
And
That's it.
yes.
I have other ones. I would say
The library, great.
yes. Drives into the fucking school. Iconic. I would also say I wish I could read what I wrote. Oh, one of my favorites obviously is in Out of Sight, Out of Mind. Buffy's Spidey Sense moment.
Ugh.
I will tear up watching that
Yeah.
all the time. It's
Yeah.
just such a beautiful moment.
Yeah.
I'd be remiss not to mention it.
Do you know you can say I'd be remiss, or you can say it would be remiss of me. You can say it both
It
ways.
would be remiss of me. I don't like that one.
Yeah. I just think that's interesting. But I also find that spider moment to be
The spider
incredible.
moment.
That superhero Slayer, super Slay hero
It's so
moment.
good. It's I would say further, but I can't. So I'll hold that back. What about you?
Another best moment. Oh, Willow and Buffy in Prophecy Girl. Just kind of, it's like that sad moment where
Yeah, on
like
the
Buffy's
bed.
kind of embraced her fate. Willow just is like traumatized from seeing everyone in the school. And then they're just like sitting on the bed. And that moment is just like such a sobering moment for that episode and for the season overall. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
So that's just one of my favorite moments. It's so sad, but it's
very
so good.
it's like a very grounding
Yes.
moment.
And
like,
Willow's
from the
acting her
mystical.
fucking ass off.
I know. She is.
Great.
She slayed.
She really-
she's one
yes.
of the stronger actors, I think.
She is. When she really gets to have her moment, she's like, and like, yeah, all those scenes like where she's like tucking. She's talking to Xander, and she's like
She's
kind of
tucking Xander.
holding back tears. Because it's not easy. It's not easy to be Willow.
It's not easy being a ginger.
Is she ginger?
She fully has red hair.
I would call it more of like a honey mist auburn.
I would call you a slur. I would call you a slur.
Any other favorite moments?
Oh, so many. Yeah. No, this is my last one.
For sure. What's my other one? But
This is my last one. When Xander, Buffy, and Willow are walking away at the end of the first, I'm sorry, at the end of Harvest.
Yeah.
And Giles says the world is doomed. That is, I just like, that
It's
always
so
makes me
cute.
smile.
Yeah, it's definitely
such a heartwarming moment. I have to go.
I agree.
Is that yours?
Nope.
Okay.
I just put my robot demon down one more time.
What?
I
And
put my robot demon down.
you better put that down.
What'd you say?
What's your favorite moment?
I said that was like one of my favorite moments in the season.
Which?
Was the creativity to have this like ancient bookworm of a demon translate himself to, or themselves to, definitely not herself, but who am I? Translates themselves to
Trans?
digital.
Not in my Buffy episode. I agree. I think.
I mean, in a lot of ways, trans allegory though.
Not
Not to
kind
speak
of.
out of turn.
No, actually. I mean, yeah, I think I don't know. It's really cool that they involved the computer age world in such a.
Yeah.
I feel like the girls were not doing that in the 90s.
No.
The girlies were not there.
And like we said, the representation of it is off the charts. What else? Do we
I
have
love
any...
when your little curls get in your headphone cable.
Oh, that happens?
Yeah. It's so
They're
cute.
clinging on. Queerest moments.
Oh, goodness. Yeah. Okay. So, queerest moment. I mean,
I think we're going to talk about the same three moments. I think we're going to talk about this. That's my prediction. The same three moments.
do you want to start?
I'll give one.
Yeah.
Luke and the Master.
Yes. I didn't
Luke
have that one, but that
sucking the
is-
blood from Master.
That's a good callback.
It is a good callback
Very
because
good
like when we
callback.
watched that, we were like gooped and gagged. We
Well,
were shook.
Luke was sucking dick and cock.
He was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love that for him. R.I.P. King, we miss you. Gone but not forgotten. Luke.
Yeah. So that was gay.
That was very gay.
Yeah. And that was, I mean, it just really like, if the Master wasn't gay enough, that really,
Solidified the gay.
yeah. And it gave us some really good visuals. Anyway.
Yeah. Should I say the obvious? Angel
Yes.
in the Stacks.
Angel in the Stacks.
Angel and Giles. They were in the stacks.
They were in the Stacks.
I don't know what
and
they were
like,
doing in
and
there.
like rewatching that episode, the way that like Giles lights up when Angel is like teasing him with this like information he can get him. He's like, oh, this hot, dangerous, bad boy vampire can get me the only thing I care about in this world, which is information and knowledge.
He's a what is it called when you are sexually charged by
Intellect?
Yeah, or no.
Oh, I don't know, but I think that is me. If someone's smart, I get so... If someone like... Or you know what? It's more opinion-based. If someone has strong opinions and they could back it up with a claim data warrant, it's over.
Turned on by smarts. I'm looking it up. I swear it's like sapiosexual.
Okay.
See, I know a thing or two. Not the WebMD sapiosexual. Is it an illness? Chase, I have some bad news for you.
I'll add it to my list.
Yeah.
My list of mental illness.
Yes. I think, yeah. I mean, I would give them all, I would give them all the queerest moments awards if I could. They're
Right.
like Yeah.
Queerness is embedded in the show.
Obviously.
That's why we're here.
Why we're talking about it. Do we talk about anything straight?
No.
Never.
No. Okay. Marcy and Cordy.
Okay.
I just have to say, like, this is like a bit of a toxic take. And that being said, we have to allow space for toxicity.
And you have to listen to it.
And you have to like it. No, but like when she ties up Buffy and Cordy in the chairs and is like taunting them and is like invisible and like has like watched Cordy change and is like jealous of Cordy, it's giving toxic gay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, been there.
Who hasn't? Okay?
Who hasn't?
It's a Tuesday.
No, it definitely is. Oh yeah, that episode is wild, dude.
It's just like if I wanted to read like a sexual charge in there, I could find it. I'm not
Yeah.
saying that's what it is, but I'm just saying it was a little.
And
good.
Clea Duvall's playing the character.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a whole other
Right.
like. Okay, so it's confirmed.
Can of gay worms.
Yeah,
Yeah.
canon gay worms.
Nope. Can of gay worms.
Gotcha.
It's a whole other can of gay worms.
Great. I can't hear very good with these headphones on.
So yeah, kind of toxic, but
Toxic. I'm holding the stick, the steak. It is toxic. It's very high school. What's going on? Have hormones and I'm invisible.
yeah. And the
Literally.
girl that's not invisible and so popular is so pretty. And do I want to be her? Do I want to cut her face? Or do I want to kiss her?
Do you want to kiss or face?
Or do you want to do a little?
I think it was probably both.
Yeah. Porque los dos.
Correct. I would say in the same vein, Buffy and Cordy. I was getting a lot of LGBT this rewatch.
I hope we get more.
Hope we get more. I know we'll get more in certain ways. I love those
When
two
does
girls.
the network shift again?
Network shift
Because
from
Molly
to
left
the
a
UPN.
comment, which by the way you can do on our YouTube channel. Molly left a comment about like how Chase doesn't even like, isn't even ready for like the switch.
From when it's WB to UPN. I think it was kind of late. I think it was season 5 or 6.
Because I'm really excited to see how that shifts like the production and what they're able to get away with.
I should not get into all this right now. We are talking about season 1, but season 6, the emotional and like mental shift that happens in season 6, I think it is then because there's no way they could have done what they did in season 6 if they were still on WB. There's no fucking way.
Okay.
And 5, honestly. So it's around there. So it's
Okay.
still a minute.
Good. Okay.
So you
Good to
still
know.
got time.
So I can get cozy with the WB for now.
Yes.
Great.
You are Family Channel realness.
Wow.
Wasn't WB like kind of family focused? Yeah.
Yeah.
So there
Do you
go.
remember there used to be WB stores?
Yes, I
This
do
was
remember
like
that.
we were like
Babies.
tadpoles.
Yeah.
Like
But I do remember that.
Yeah,
I
and they
remember
had,
the
like-
abandoned ones.
Yes, and they have like like really huge bronze statues of like Bugs Bunny and the Tasmanian Devil, and they were fun. They were good stores.
From what I can remember
Yeah.
in my wee brain.
Well, it's good to know.
So, queerest moments, that's just a couple. What are your favorites? You let us know in
Luke
our
Master,
comments.
Charles
And
Angel, Marcy Cordy.
well, yeah,
Buffy Cordy.
what's the gays to you?
Yeah.
Because I want to know, what did we miss? I'm sure there's so many things that we missed too.
I mean,
I think
just, like-
Xander has some repressed moments.
Oh yeah, especially like when he's like
Angel's around.
paranoid of Angel. I'm like, I think you kind of want him to bite your neck.
Right.
And then also like, I mean, Willow. I mean, this is just like us seeing queerness and everything because that's just our brains. But even Willow, I'm like, there's something sapphic about you, girlfriend.
Interesting.
Okay.
I think everyone's sapphic. Even you.
Yes, I am. Yes, 100%.
That's correct. As you should be.
Yeah.
Who are your favorite characters?
Cordelia and Buffy.
Okay.
Cordelia and Buffy. They are my favorite characters. I mean, everyone's my favorite character. That's the hard part, right?
Yeah.
But if I had to like pick two of like the ones that I'm like, damn, like I love you guys, look up to you guys, and there's like a common thread between the two of them that make them both my favorite is that like they both are so authentic to who they are. I want to make sure I get the right notes that I wrote. Yeah, they own themselves in a really cool way. They just own exactly who they are. They have a very high level of self-awareness and like inventory on who they are, and they own all of it, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and they don't seem to like be too apologetic about it, which I really, really appreciate in them as characters.
Would you say they are gay icons?
I would absolutely say they are gay icons.
I would agree.
And for different types of gays.
Yeah.
The Cordy is the gay icon for a certain type of queen, and then Buffy's a certain gay icon for like a more subtle type of queen.
I agree. I also love Willow.
I do.
I know I
do
have,
too.
I have
do
a
too.
little more like context, obviously, than you. So I don't really know if I should answer this question, but I love Willow and Giles. I just think they're like kind of the more muted pairing compared to like Buffy and Cordy. Like those are very loud, like in your face kind of personalities. Not so much Buffy, but more Cordy. But like I like the more bookish kind of characters too. And I just think Willow and Giles are so cute.
What do they have that's like in common? Like, what do you think
Willow
like,
and
that's a trait
Giles?
that they both have? Yeah.
I think they just kind of know their place and respect it and don't try to kind of be the center of attention. And I really like that kind of character.
Yeah.
Like they want to be the sidekick. And I think that's like the best kind of sidekick.
I completely agree. And the best kind of person. It's like you just
Yeah,
got to know
just a
when
sweet
like
person.
you're not the main character today.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I agree.
And you could do more good by just being the role you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
And not supposed to in a societal sense, but more of like on an internal calling.
as your character.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't, not to say that like Buffy and Cordy are like doing it for attention or like doing it, like it's just how they are.
Yeah, exactly.
Like my close personal friends, Buffy and Cordelia, you know?
No, exactly. By the way, did you text them?
Text who?
Our good friends Cordy and Buffy.
Oh yeah, I told them we couldn't make it,
Okay,
but I'm
good.
gonna reschedule.
Okay, good. I just don't want them to think that we like, aren't interested.
No. In this opportunity. Wow.
Amazing. Should we get into something a little more personal?
Has
Or do
this
you-
not been personal
Well,
already?
a little bit. I like the structure of this episode. We kind of go through like the fun, like the best, worst moments, the superlatives, if you will.
Right.
And we're working our way into a
Weepy
more-
times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So who wants to start?
I think I know
want
who
you
wants to start.
I don't want to start.
You
I don't want to start.
You want me to?
I really want you to.
Are you sure?
I do.
Okay, let's see what I
I
wrote.
am telling you yes.
So, okay, you had a really good idea that was how did you word it? What we learn about ourselves through season 1 of Buffy.
Yes, like what this one season of a television show highlighted in our own personal lives that we gleaned something from it on a personal level.
Yeah, again, hard because I have context that you do not.
Right.
But I will try to stick to season 1, obviously. I think on my rewatch, every rewatch I learn more and new things, like more.
Yeah.
About myself and like more about the show and just like I be learning.
Listen.
Okay. I think the first season of Buffy, and I can say this about later seasons too, but I'll say really like taught me how to grow up and like when I was watching it and just like taught me how to be an adult.
Yeah, I love that.
And kind of taught me how to live and like be okay with living in a world that doesn't love you back. Like I think that's a very common theme throughout the show, but in this first season with like Buffy's struggle specifically, I think it really shows how to be like a fighter.
Yeah.
Cuz like you just have to be. And I think that's a very queer thing. Like I think that's a very relatable, and I think that's why queers are so connected to the show and the character. It's just very much like you have to fight and you will like, it'll be hard, but you'll slay.
I love that. Is there like a specific like image or moment from season 1 that you get visually when you talk about that? Or is it a general consistency throughout the whole program?
I think it's pretty consistent. I mean, obviously that speech and prophecy girl of Buffy saying she doesn't want to die is like seared into my brain. And my favorite moment, which is like that Spidey sense moment, and and she just looks like so calm and at peace, and I'm like, wow, she's like dealing with the weight of the world, but she still can find moments of peace and like will like succeed in what she's doing because she trusts herself too.
Yeah.
And I think that is like a reminder that I always have to tell myself.
Yeah.
And that lets me trust myself a little bit more.
Yeah.
Not the therapy session.
I know. I know.
But like whatever. Like that's it.
But like it's nothing.
But like it's fine.
Nothing. It's nothing. We learn to trust ourselves.
I have to mask my emotions with
jokes
because that's being gay.
Hey, you know, send in the clowns, you know.
Right. Sign of the clowns. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Sign of the clowns.
I said send in the clowns.
Send in the clowns.
What do you think I said?
Sign
Silence
of
the clowns.
You said it, not me. So that's what I learned from season 1 of Buffy.
I absolutely love that.
What did you learn from season 1 of Buffy?
Really quickly before we get into that, and I'm not stalling, I promise. I just want to say what I like about your lesson that you kind of learned from Buffy, and not learned once, but like that you kind of go back to and kind of that what you get from her. It is also can also be seen in the in Giles and Willow, in the way that they kind of like I don't know. It feels what you said about like sort of like trusting yourself and like that sentiment feels like it's also shadowed in Giles and Willow. You know what I mean? At least through season 1, I feel like each of them actually kind of learned to do that more. Do you know what I mean? Like by the end of the season,
they're a little more confident in their decision making.
Yeah, and like in their self-reliance, which I think is interesting that it's related.
Yeah, I think everyone kind of, even in season 1 and beyond, obviously, because you like grow as a person, but in season 1, everyone kind of like understands and accepts their role, quote unquote.
Right.
And is just like confident in it. And I think that's, I don't know. I want to be more like that.
I love that. That's beautiful. And it's honestly kind of related to mine too. Like it's It's Sim. It's Sim City. That means it's similar.
Thank you for the translation.
That is Sim City. I love that. That could be a thing.
Stali Marie.
Stalisha. Okay. I will say that, and this is something that I find to be very queer about Buffy as a show, but as a character, and like she's the bitch who taught me the most in this season. And that is sort of like that we are in this life alone. And like I kind of talked about it a little bit during Prophecy Girl, but like I grew up, and I think on some level there's like some inner child in me that still wishes for this, but like I mean I really grew up wanting to like connect with people in like a very specific way that I never was able to attain. And I think that I do have like, you know, flashes of that, but ultimately like I think the way I wanted to belong was a way that I can only belong with myself. And I think that Buffy kind of like goes on that journey and ends up there. And there's something about her journey specifically in the Prophecy Girl episode where I feel like she embraces sort of the tragedy that is like she's just alone. Like no one will ever understand the way she is, the way she feels.
Her youth is gone.
Yeah, exactly. And she just like has to make the best of it and has to do her best, and she's in things alone. And she has supportive people in her lives and like cool found family, Sley, Mama Sley, all that, but like ultimately like she belongs to herself.
Yeah.
And I think that there's a lot of power in that I relate to and that I aspire to, and like and also in that like there's like in that tragedy she also is like somehow is still kind of optimistic, like and it kind of reminds me of the way that like queer people have to like be kind of funny sometimes because like
otherwise you cry.
Yeah, well, yeah, and like there is some sort of like there's an unseriousness to the seriousness. Do you know what I mean? And Buffy kind of, I think, even like especially when she's at the end of the episode, she's like, yeah, I mean, like we just like stopped the apocalypse. I think we should go party or whatever it was, that line.
Yeah.
So it's just sort of like that is what I learned from her most, and I think that's something that like I hope to see developed even further because. That's a lesson that I think I'm still learning. So it was like nice to see that. I hope we get more of it.
That is very, yeah. I mean, I think you said that perfectly. I think what you said that made me think of how Buffy is like quippy and like very funny and just like she's like the gays. Like she gets it. Like she's very quick-witted and like I think you kind of. I don't know, that makes me... I was listening to a podcast today, which is so random that this is coming up because it's like two straight women, and whatever, it's not important, but they said that something they said was like, all gay people are just kind of funny. Like, why are they so funny all the time?
Yeah.
And it's like, you have to be, I think pain and comedy are like one and the same.
For sure.
Like, you have to have comedy in pain and you have to have pain in comedy.
Right.
Like, they don't work without each other.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that Buffy really kind of inherits and like understands in a way. Like, I don't know. I think that's one of the queerest things about her character is like,
I agree.
How she kind of just makes these, you know, crazy jokes that are just like, okay, I'm gonna fucking die.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that's wild.
Yeah, 100%.
And I don't know. That's so relatable. I don't know. And I've never really thought about that before.
Yeah, especially when you were like put her age into like factor in her age. You know what I mean? It's like she's like, even though it's Sarah Michelle Gellar, and to me she's just like mother. It's like I have to remember, this character
Stop.
I'm watching. I am your mother.
Stop.
You listen to me. I have to remind myself when I'm watching that, like, this character's journey I'm following is 16 years old.
Yeah, I know. But that's like, I mean, not to fully speak for you, but I feel like we were kind of in those shoes when we were 16.
Yeah.
Like, any queer person as a teenager, I mean, not any, but like a lot of us, you know, went through things like that and thought it was the end of the world and thought, you know, XYZ.
Absolutely.
So I don't know. That's why season 1 is so interesting. I mean, we still have like 2 seasons of high school, but I think season 1.
We get them out of high school?
Girl, we have 7 seasons.
I know, but like, you know how like some shows keep the characters in high school for a long time?
No.
I love this.
Just you wait. I have one last question for you.
Yeah, what's up?
On a scale of 1 to 10, where are you as a Buffy fan? Because I want to kind of dig in more to like your experience watching it for the first time, and I want to know like where you think you are as you are like growing into this.
Yeah.
fandom.
I think a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being like you, like a stan.
Sure.
Like on a scale
It's
from 0 to
also,
Beyza.
I mean, I guess I shouldn't, you don't have to like scale it 1 to 10. I just couldn't think of a way
No,
to
I think that's interesting.
Okay.
Because I think when I first started, I was like, I mean, I was at like consistently at like a 1 or 2.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
For a majority of the season. But after the last couple episodes wrapped up and like, and not even like plot wise, but just like having more time with the characters and with like that world, I think I'm like definitely at, I'm at a 5 or a 6 already. Do you mean like
Really?
I really love it?
You think
like,
so?
I really do love it, and I'm like,
Okay, I'm surprised.
and I'm like craving to watch more of it, and like
You should.
I know, but I'm like trying to wait a little bit. I can't, I'm just saying like the desire to like really dive in is there for me, which is a great sign, and I think that at least puts me at a 5. Yeah, I'd say a 5. Because I also know the depths to which my hyperfixations and stand-ups can go. So I'd say I'm a bit properly at a 5.
I have heard you talk about Survivor a lot, so. Okay, how good of a contestant would Buffy be? Bitch,
Buffy
she
on
would
Survivor.
slay all the
No,
bitches.
I love that you brought this up because my hyperfixation on Survivor has me like literally thinking about like characters I'd like to see on Survivor.
Yeah.
Might be content one day.
Listen.
We'll see how long the hyperfixation on Survivor lasts. But anyway,
right.
I think I'm at a solid 5. I'm a big fan, but
I'm
I also
surprised.
know where I can go, and I look forward to it.
And I look forward for you.
We are
To
look
you.
at us looking forward together. Looking forward at each other.
Looking forward, never backward. That is our Buffy the Vampire Slayer season 1 Sley, Slem, Roundup Extraordinaire Extravaganza. That's a long
Slem
name.
Roundup Extraordinaire Extravaganza.
And that was so much fun.
That was so fun, and I'm really glad that we did a wrap up episode.
Yeah, me too. I think you need to.
Yeah,
I don't think it's right to just jump into season 2.
No, I like that we did.
We
this.
need to close the book. We had to close the vampire book a little bit.
Yeah, we had to close volume 1, put it on the shelf before we take down volume 2.
Exactly, which is coming.
Tell me when.
Season 2 of HELLMOUTH HOMOS and Buffy the Vampire Slayer. April 26th is when we will be back with a brand new episode. Season 2, episode 1, When She Was Bad.
When she was a little
really
naughty.
bad. Let's see. and then we'll be into season 2, and then we'll be done with season 2, and then we'll be into season 3, and then we'll be done with season 3, and then 4, and then 5.
Wait, what are your thoughts? What do I need to know going into season 2? What do you think of it?
Bad haircuts.
Oh, I love that. It's giving Scream.
That's all I will say.
It's giving Scream.
It is giving Gale
free.
Weathers bangs.
Yep.
And you know, what did you think about Buffy the Vampire Slayer season 1? What did you think about our thoughts? What do you think? Generally,
specifically.
Sley.
You let us know on Twitter at FearQueersPod, Instagram at LGBTQVHS, or via Gmail at fearqueers@gmail.com. You can also find us on YouTube. We are Fear Queers the podcast on YouTube, and you can go ahead and leave us a comment below because we both read those, and those are always fun.
Very fun. And we're so excited to dive into season 2.
Can't wait.
I have more fun doing this than Fear Queers. Oh,
Me too.
sorry.
Me too.
So
I think that's why HELLMOUTH HOMOS started out as like 15-minute episodes.
Bitch, this is 40 minutes.
Bitch, every episode is
know.
40 minutes.
I
Like now we're
know.
just doing 2 full podcasts.
I can't.
Maybe we'll shrink down Fear Queers.
Yeah, just a little bit. Thank you so much. We're so excited to keep going, and thank you, and we love you. And until next time,
Slay
frights and seed.
If the apocalypse comes, beat me.